This is Bow to Weather.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bow to Weather with another special report. We're actually tracking a very low pressure system that is actually off the west coast right now, and we anticipate that it will bring a lot of moisture into the area of the continental United States as it makes its way inland. It will actually impact Phoenix. It will actually impact the area of Arizona, and then it's going to make its way progressing Thursday into New Mexico with possible snow for Albuquerque, very light snow on lower elevations for Albuquerque. We're also going to be taking a look at how this low pressure system that's going to be off the west coast here will actually migrate and affect several different states along the way. We're going to be taking a look at the weather in Louisiana and Memphis and finally in Chicago, because eventually over the weekend, this low pressure system will make its way through the central United States and on the way up to Chicago. So if you haven't already done so, please go ahead, like, subscribe, share this video with those who appreciate weather content, friends, family. And we try to take a look at all the major weather systems in the area that are occurring and bring up to date as much as possible, usually on a daily basis. So let's get into this. Okay, so here we have, as you can see on our weather map for the Weather Center, we have the system that's actually coming in. It's a cold front that will be migrating its way. It will actually start early mid this week, Thursday, Friday, and then make its way across. And the first biogram that we actually prepared, our biogram is actually just tracking the correlation between the pressure and the temperature, and we'll actually show you that the different times when we anticipate snow and rainfall in an impacted city of a weather system. So by all means, subscribe, because if there's ever a natural weather occurrence that's going to occur in your city, most likely we will be analyzing it and presenting a biogram for you, so you can actually pinpoint exactly when to expect rain and when to expect snow, when it's going to be sunny and cloudy. But anyway, for Albuquerque, we do anticipate that there's going to be possibly light snow in the middle of the day. As the system comes in, we do see that there's going to be a temperature drop, usually a correlation with a low pressure system moving into an area. There is a correlation of a temperature drop, pressure drop. So we do see these lines intersecting along the way. So we do anticipate scattered thunderstorms, some light snow precipitation transitioning into snow at some time in the midday on Thursday, more snow at the higher elevations, especially the Sandia Mountains. And then as the temperature drops, we'll actually see that it is possible that we'll get some light rain on Friday, possibly another layer of light snow, possibly, because we do see that the temperature will be dropping, but the pressure will be increasing. And we do see that things will be coming around a little bit on Saturday as the pressure increases. Usually that signifies that the air will actually be clearing out and it will just become a little bit cloudy, but we are talking about colder temperatures, which is normal for a low pressure system moving in. So that will be actually the main impact. First will be the Albuquerque area as this low pressure system makes its way across the United States. And as you can see, there's a cold front behind it. So there is a low pressure system that will make its way. We'll show you in a bit how it will impact New Orleans and Memphis as it makes its way to Chicago, and eventually it will migrate to the northeast of the country, and then it will have an impact similar. And we'll present to you a similar biogram next for New Orleans. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, so our next city that we're going to take a look at as this low pressure system makes its way through the central United States. Now remember, it was actually starting here off the coast, off the west coast. Eventually it migrated through the area of Arizona. Then we showed you how it's going to impact on Thursday the weather in New Mexico, northern New Mexico, Albuquerque, the Sandias, and that area, Taos, Santa Fe. And then as it makes its way across, it's going to actually impact the weather because we do have a cold front here setting up, precluding this. Low pressure system. So we actually see on Friday that actually everything is going to start shifting a little bit. We do see it is kind of warm in New Orleans, so we don't anticipate any snow, but there is going to be an impact of rain. It's going to get quite cloudy as the pressure drops a little bit in New Orleans as this low pressure system migrates into the area. And it will get a little bit cooler too, a few degrees cooler going into the weekend there, but not too much. But these two lines they will kind of converge a little bit possibly on Monday, and usually that signifies a little bit more precipitation. But as it stands right now, it'll get cloudy on Friday with late afternoon showers and then midday showers for New Orleans, Louisiana, as a result of this low pressure cold front moving through the area. And then it will get a little bit, there'll be a little bit sunshine behind the clouds on Sunday in New Orleans. And then we anticipate that it will rain midday. It will get a little bit cooler and a little bit more humid as the rain and showers come into the Louisiana area. And then eventually this low pressure system will migrate its way and start making its way northeastward. And then the next impact city is going to be Memphis. So we can actually show you that it's going to actually impact Memphis as far as a new bauergram for showing you its impact on the Memphis area. And here we see for Memphis, Memphis is north of Georgia and it's north of Alabama. So it's actually right in line with the cold front making its way in the wake of this low pressure system migrating towards Chicago. And then we see that the rainfall in Memphis, there's going to be a pressure drop as that low pressure system makes its way in. The low pressure will actually drop as low as 1,009 HPA, which is pretty low. That's going to be definitely in the low pressure zone. And once a low pressure starts, what usually happens is that with a low pressure system, cold air descends. So that means that there's possibility of precipitation because eventually that air cannot hold the moisture anymore. And then that's how it usually signals the rain starting. But there will be pressure. The temperature will pretty much stay consistent throughout. But as you can see on Sunday, we do see that these lines converge where the pressure increases, but a little bit. But also it does get cooler, and it's just going to be a little bit cloudy on Sunday. So we anticipate that as the system makes its way to northeast, what will happen is that you'll get clouds starting in the early afternoon in Memphis in the evening. It'll be sunny in the morning on Friday, and then you'll have clouds with rain throughout the night into the early morning of Saturday, and then it will be a little bit sunny in the afternoon. And then as a low pressure system makes its way through up into the northeast, the pressure will go up. But as it's normal with gusty winds to be behind a low pressure system and also cooler air to be behind a cold front, then you'll actually see a decrease in your cooler temperatures as a system makes its way towards Chicago. So we're going to show you how the system will impact Chicago right away, and then you can actually see how it maps out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so as we mentioned, this system eventually started in the West Coast. It migrated over the state of Arizona, then New Mexico. Then it had an impact on New Orleans, and then it's making its way to Chicago. And as we anticipated, Chicago is going to demonstrate the brunt of a lot of this precipitation and snow. As it makes its way into the northeast, as you can see, the isobars on the system are tightening up a bit, and that usually signifies intensity, and it also signifies the strength of the low pressure system getting stronger and stronger. And do keep in mind that we anticipate that there'll be a low front that's actually making its way down into the state of Florida, along with this system there. So we do anticipate that it will actually be picking up quite a bit of moisture. And as a result, we can see here on our barogram for Chicago, Illinois over the weekend that there's going to be quite a bit of early precipitation for Friday. Almost most of the day that we anticipate rain. And then we do see that with the system making its way through, what will actually happen is that eventually the pressure will actually drop towards the night. The temperature stays pretty much the same for the first 2 days, but as the low pressure system makes its way through the northeast, as you can see, the pressure actually drops, and then we see snow. And that is a normal occurrence where anytime there's a pressure drop, as we mentioned, the intensity of the system, it will do a transition from precipitation to snow. But these two lines do cross. So you actually see the temperature crossing with the pressure line, and at that point we do see an increased chance of snowfall. But as the temperature increases, then it's going to become a little bit more cloudy. But by then, this low pressure system would have made its way a little bit more north into the area, possibly Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. So it will have less of a direct impact, but it's going to get pretty cooler in Chicago, in that area. Once it makes its way a little bit north, we anticipate quite a bit of cold Canadian air making its way into that area over the weekend to actually back up and strengthen this low pressure system as it makes its way northwards. So keep in mind that we do have a cold front here that is making its way towards South Florida. So most likely we're going to do a special report on also the impact of this cold front that's actually stretching all the way along the northeast seaboard, all the way down almost to the Bay of Campeche in the Mexico region, but it's pretty much all the way through the Gulf of Mexico. So it's going to be pretty strong, this cold front, and then it has that high intensity, low pressure system. We do anticipate that it's going to bring quite a bit of snowfall and precipitation transitioning into snowfall, depending on conditions in the northeast for states such as Maine and New Hampshire and Vermont, as we mentioned, and also Massachusetts. But it will not be to the great extent as that bomb cyclone that was a week and a half ago that was really intense, that left up to 15 to 16 inches of snow on the ground in Maine and in New Hampshire and in Vermont. But this system will have a significant impact in the Northeast. But as you can see, it's transitioning pretty much all the way across the country. And it made its path all the way from the western side of the United States through Arizona, through New Mexico, having an impact on New Orleans before making its way northward. It went through Memphis and produced precipitation there, and then, as you can see, we anticipate it will be harboring in the area of the northeast. So that is our weather report for going forward, and we'll continue to monitor this for you and bring you an update. And please subscribe, like, and share this video with those who appreciate good weather content. And as always remember to bow to the weather. Thank you.